Welcome back, guys, to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about volume profile, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to find Coach Ernie's Skool Community. Enjoy, guys.
There are three basic sessions in the day. There's the morning session, the afternoon session, and the closing session. The morning session is from 9:30 to 12:30. The afternoon is 12:30 to 2:30, and the closing is from 2:30 to 4.
Okay, so the second group is the afternoon session.
Well, I don't show the afternoon session, but it's over here somewhere. No, this is just another day. I only show the morning.
Okay.
That's just another. This is today. This was yesterday. I mean, the market ended yesterday at 4 o'clock, which was right there. So if I were to mark off, all right, now there's all three sessions. That's the morning session. Here's the afternoon session, and then here's the closing session.
So is it safe to say 99% of our trades are in the morning session because the market's more volatile?
The only time we're doing an afternoon session trade might be like a day like today where you have a Fed meeting at 2 o'clock.
Got
And
it.
it makes sense because volatility is like still building up. So it's an unusual day in that respect. And the reason why we do the morning session most of the time is because that's when volatility is at its highest. In general, over the course of a session, volatility kind of looks like something like this. It kind of starts up here and then starts dropping. And then in the afternoon session, it comes up a little bit like that. That's like the average volatility in a day. So it's at its highest in the morning, drops off in the afternoon, and then at around 3 o'clock, it rises a little bit. They call that the power hour sometimes. I don't particularly believe it's a power hour, but sometimes, markets move in late part of the day. But that's generally it. Now, on a day like today, that volatility curve will look more like it'll be up here and then be up here until we get right to the Fed announcement. Then it will drop right there. So normally it drops much sooner than that out here somewhere. We could potentially be looking for 3 trades today. One in the morning because we had a big ass fly set up and I already took one of those and took it off. Another one that's our regular trade that we put on in the morning, which I have one on right now. And sometimes that trade will last right through until the afternoon, but sometimes you'll take it off a little earlier. And then another trade maybe right before the FOMC meetings. So that's an unusual day because typically our primary trade is just one trade a day. Occasionally we have an edge case trade with putting on the BAF, so that could be 2 trades a day. But today is one of the rare cases where it's possible to have 3 trades a day or 3 trades in a day. So it looks like it's just hanging out at the bottom of this node. You can see the bottom of the node with this green line here. It appears to be where it is right there. And I think if it gets a little bit of a kick, it could easily move right up to the top of the node or somewhere in the middle. There's obviously a sort of an interruption in the middle of this node. When I say this node, I'll just draw a box to show you its top and bottom is right here. This is the node. And of course we can see it if we zoom out. There's that little box I just drew that was all the way across the screen. But here it is. Here's the node. That's what we're playing today. From the bottom of that node to the top of the node, it looks like.
Do you also refer that as the mud?
No, what I say is that nodes have higher liquidity. And so I might use an analogy to say that it's like walking through mud or walking through a thick fog or whatever, anything that would hold you up and cause you to maybe spend more time there and not move as fast. When you get outside of a node, there's less resistance, there's less liquidity. And so that's why you see price tend to move very fast through areas where there's not a node. And that's a real thing. So you got to, embrace that that's what happens. And so that will give you a greater understanding about how price is moving. Sometimes it's a little deceiving because you'll see sometimes stuff will go through a node. You can think of prices going through it fast. It's just in a hurry and it's hydroplaning or something, I guess. All things can happen, but in general, that's the way the market behaves. It slows down and consolidates inside of nodes. That's why the node is there, because the node represents the volume of trades that are happening back and forth there. So there's more trades that happen in there because there are more market participants that are saying, we find value here, so we're going to just fight about it right here. And then they get outside the node and there's fewer participants out there and there's not as much resistance. And so now bigger players can search for where the value is. So they push the price up or push it down, and it's a lot easier because there's no resistance from other people. Hence, there's black space there, no volume, no trades. going on there. And that's what creates these nodes. The market comes to these conclusions that there are some levels that it finds value and other levels it doesn't. And then that notion or that behavior persists over long periods of time. It can persist over a day, a week, a month, a year, even decades. And then that's why it's so impactful in real time, because that translates to how the market is behaving in real time. It's paying attention to those big structures in the market that it lays down. And that's why we outline them, so that we can use them as a timing mechanism to get into a trade.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, remember to check out the link in the description for Ernie's Skool Community.